Right, we're glad to have you back. Now, since the fall in the price of crude oil on the international market, Nigeria has tried to shift focus from oil as its main source of revenue to other non-oil revenues.
Absolutely. One of such is agriculture, with the aim of making sure that the food import bill of the nation drops to the barest minimum and that Nigerians produce and consume what they eat and ultimately ensure food security. Well, already the agricultural sector has witnessed a turnaround with a different initiative of the government and the crash in the cost of fertilizer, loans to farmers, overhauling the fertilizer blending plants, irrigation projects, among others.
Now, let's take a look at the capital expenditure for the agri sector for 3 fiscal years. In 2016, it was 46 billion naira. For 2017, it rose significantly to 103 billion naira. And now for 2018, it will be 118 billion naira for, of course, agriculture. All right, there you have it. We have our guest in the studio, Adeni Sholabumi. He's an agricultural expert, or put simply, he's a farmer.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show this morning. So 118.98 billion naira has been set aside for agriculture in 2018. How far do you think that will go?
Yeah, the first thing is it's a good one because the increment of 12 billion between this and that of last year is it's a good one. But when you talk about how far it will go compared to where these things are going to, not too far, but we're going to move because this is
Baby steps.
Yeah, we're taking the steps. We're moving forward. It's obvious that the sector can actually help the economy. And the sector has been playing its role. And I think that's why the new budget gave that extra of 12 billion. So for that, we're going to use it very
especially since the tenure of former Minister of Agriculture, who laid a lot of importance and gave attention to the ministry. I'm talking about Akinwumi Adesina. Since then, he
we call him Chipwe.
Exactly. He reformed the sector and made the Nigerians understand that Nigeria could get more money and then farmers could get more support. So in what ways do you expect a government to consolidate on the gains of agriculture being made this year?
If you look at the if you look at the lowdown of the budget, if you look at the area where these funds are going to, I think they are good areas.
You want to cite some of those areas?
Yeah. If you look at the irrigation development along the major, food production states, we have this. Building 33 hectares of irrigation system into that sector will really help for dry season farming. Yes. Because this is this time when we have things that just go sky up in Nigeria. When you have your tomatoes living as low as
tomatoes becoming gold.
But when you have irrigation system, we've been clamoring for the fact that it has to be a business. So with this, you are opening up the irrigation, the dams, you are giving irrigation system for those farmers to operate on 33,000 hectares. That's massive. And the development across board, we are looking at Enugu, we are looking at Anambra, we are looking at Jigawa, we are looking at Ogun, we are looking at Niger, we are looking at Ebonyi. I sat down and I look at this, okay, they actually try to touch everywhere, talk about the north, northeast, south, southeast. So at the end of the day,
so it's going to spread across.
It's going to spread across those states that are actually playing a huge role in the development of agriculture and food majorly, And once we have these things, we start having the reduction in terms of the price.
So, but do you think the right foundation has been laid, especially in 2017, for whatever the economy would consolidate on for 2018 as far as agriculture is concerned? I mean, the president talked about a Nigeria that feeds itself, a Nigeria that optimally utilizes its resources, and a Nigeria not, that's not only diversified, but is sustainable and inclusive.
Yeah, for me, we are not feeding ourselves yet. We are not, because the import bill is, as much as the import bill is reducing, we're still importing.
But we're hoping to stop importing rice, for example, by 2018.
We are hoping.
Okay.
So 2018 is around the corner.
Right.
I think in a couple of days now we're in 2018. Let's see what goes on. Don't forget our border are still so porous and open. You know, on my way coming in from Ogun today, I see a lot of trucks. I see bringing rice into the country.
Rice,
so where are these
chicken.
gate men? Where are these guys that will put there to close those things? As much as government is working to stop this, we have people that are still not doing their job. You understand? These things are not using magic to come into us, into the country.
Yeah.
They are coming majorly through the land.
So it's not just about.
It's not about the policy. It's not about.
But the people.
Yeah, but the people you are putting in
strategic
different sectors. Look at all our research institutes. What is coming out of this research institute?
Like FIRO, didn't we used to have?
We still have FIRO.
We do. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them, and bulk of them are over 40 years old.
And nothing is coming out from those
apart from nothing coming out.
When you if it's producing some things, they invest somehow.
They're getting into federal research.
Yeah, but then they're not even commercializing what they are coming up with.
We expect a lot more than what we are getting from them. When you talk about machine, we talk about small scale processing. The first point of call should be FIRO. Okay, I want to go into processing of this. Okay, let me go there. Even if they don't have, we need a prototype to see. Okay, this is how you do this there. But you don't get most of these things there. Not only FIRO, we have a lot of research institutes, over 28 of them. And
really? That many in the country?
Yes.
And,
it's only
of course.
Where we are as far as agriculture is concerned.
Unfortunately, we have NIFO that's supposed to be giving out things around palm, and people still import palm seedlings into this country in the name of looking for hybrid because you don't want to wait for 4 years. These centers need to start coming out with innovative products that you know, when you talk about agriculture, people are looking nobody to talk to. So they fall to the wrong hands. You want to come into the sector, the point of call should be these government parastatals, institutions, and agencies. But when you go there, you will be like, wow, these guys have nothing. Look at such as NIOT with a lot of mandate. We have Crane with his own mandate. We have all of them with different mandates.
Are they well financed? That's another question.
The thing is, I made mention the other time that they are like 30, 40 years old. When you go there in terms of infrastructure, you cry if you are a private person. As a private player, if I wake up in the morning, I go to my office is looking so beautiful and clean, you know. But when you go to these centers, you have everywhere dirty, you have bushes everywhere. Nobody is cutting. We don't have maintenance culture in this country. The infrastructure is going down, and government now are making another fund to build things. Some are not even occupied. You are supposed to, instead of building another,
refurbish those ones.
Refurbish them, or probably send some people to go and occupy the way it is, because you can't just go and sit in the bush. So you have to do something with that is your office.
Okay, I wonder if we have enough time to throw in one more question before we bring the news update. But let's just throw this in, and we'll get your reaction when we come. Government should develop agric-related SMEs to improve agricultural produce. That's what the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is actually saying in response to some of the layouts that the president had for agriculture specifically. But before we get into that, let's bring viewers the news update, and we'll continue. Now, Nigeria's police chief Ibrahim Idris finally appeared before the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Wednesday to answer questions of corruption allegations against him. But it was not a particularly friendly session, as the IGP chose to tender documents rather than speak or take questions from senators. Session as the IGP chose to tender documents rather than speak or take questions from senators. The House of Representatives plans to probe the activities of some importers who issue bank bonds to the Nigeria Customs Service as part of duty payments, promising to clear imported goods but refusing to clear the bonds at the appropriate time. This followed a motion moved by Honorable James Faleke, who called for an investigation into the handling of import duty revenues, waivers and bonds on import duties collected by the Customs Service from 2010 till date. He said the Customs Service issues pre-arrival report, which is used to assess duties payable on imported goods, but the reports are sometimes compromised by importers.
The nature and extent of abuse of customs pre-arrival assessment reports by importers and officials of customs service in order to recover the revenues due to the federal government but were not paid. investigate the abuse of import duty waivers granted by the Federal Ministry of Finance and effects on the economy, and identify the companies or individuals that have refused to redeem the bonds even after clearing their imports, and report back in 90 days for further legislation.
Gunmen suspected to be herdsmen attacked and killed 9 persons in Riom local government area of Plateau State on Tuesday night.
The victims were attacked while returning from a market in a local community in the area. 7 of them were said to have died on the scene, while 2 others later died at a local hospital. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has confirmed that the 26 dead people found in the Mediterranean Sea were indeed Nigerians.
Now, the mission says a Spanish warship, Cantabria, brought the remains of the migrants to southern Italian port of Salerno. According to the ministry's spokesman, Tokwe Adeleye Elias Fatile, the Italian security officials are yet to confirm if they were murdered and why. All who died were female. He added the Italian police chief in Salerno has launched an investigation into the cause of their deaths to ascertain if they were either tortured or sexually assaulted.
The U.S. State Department says it has asked for a fair and transparent trial for officials detained in a raid by Saudi Arabia anti-corruption officials last week.
U.S. President Donald Trump had endorsed the crackdown, saying some of those arrested have been milking Saudi Arabia for years. Authorities detained dozens of top Saudis, including billionaire Prince Walid bin Talal, in a move widely seen as an attempt by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to neutralize the opposition as he consolidates power.
And that's it on the news updates for now, so we'll continue with our discussion at this time. Yeah, we're asking a question before we went to...
Yes, indeed. You know, the response of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission to Mr. President on agriculture. What they said was, look, government should develop agriculture-related SMEs to improve agricultural produce. What do you have to say about that coming from the FRC?
Yes, I think that's a good one from FRC. What we are saying is let's have cottage, industries in some of this producing area.
Okay.
We don't need to keep sending out our produce in the raw form. That is what we've been doing for a long period of time. Even if you cannot process them from the farm to table, let's add value to some extent.
Value chain.
Yeah. You understand? Let's add value to some extent. You just don't move them out every time. Let's process them. Those that need to be
How about turning pineapples to pineapple juice and exporting?
Even not the juice, maybe
into
concentrate, into powder. Because the bulk
them.
of the juice, now talking about the bulk of the juice we take in this country are actually concentrate. They are not natural juice. Anyone that is claiming natural juice is not natural. You should tell us where you are getting your fruit from.
If it's natural, why is it in the pack? That's the question.
You can even be in the pack. It can even be in the pack. There are things you can put in the pack even without putting preservatives.
Without preservatives?
There are ways you can do that. But what we are saying is for us to develop, agri sector, we need to have these models of, extracting things from the producers, especially in the production, in raw forms. So you know from day one that the cost of this produce per kg is this. I'm going to do this. This is the volume of kg that I can bring out of my farm, and I know where to take it to without the issue of middlemen or anything, and get my fund so that I can go back to the farm and produce again.
Does it seem to you maybe the government is not even looking at the big picture, that agriculture is so vast, is a spinning machine?
It's huge.
It's actually government is looking at it.
It could even attract foreign investors.
Of course, there are a lot of foreign investors. This resort we've seen so far has been a private-driven resort. You understand? Everybody knows the potential there, but don't forget the foundation is not properly structured. So I think we should not rush into
Okay, so what kind of foundation do we really need now for agriculture to really serve as a major revenue, source for Nigeria?
I think the first thing is we should have a blueprint that is, we've gotten a lot of them, but we need a very
blueprint.
we should have something that is accessible, achievable for an average, stakeholder in the industry.
Especially the small farmers. That's why you have the bulk.
Small farmers play their roles. Commercial farms, we actually reduce the stress. You understand? We've been having small, unit farmers here and there. We've not been getting result. It's not about the small thing. We are not encouraging that, okay, you are doing small thing.
But isn't that even as important as the major thing? Because
it's as important.
The campaign in some other countries is that every individual should get a small farm behind
even one of my initiatives is promoting what we call one family, one farm project.
Yeah, family farm.
But that we cater for your family. When we're now talking about commercial,
to tackle
we're not talking
famine,
about
food insecurity.
Insecure, but don't forget, in your small family gathering, you cannot produce everything you need. But some basic things you need, you can't get from your farm. Then you get some from me,
Look,
I get some from you.
I always seize the opportunity to talk about my garden.
Yes.
I have plantain, I have ugu, I have okra,
yes.
I have corn, I have, what else, tomato?
But don't forget, you still buy some things in the market, but actually your bill
I've
now has actually
reduced
that.
Yeah.
So you still have things you can buy. Maybe because of your environment, for those that stay in the urban region, you probably might not be able to rear chicken.
Because of land.
You understand?
That's
maybe
why you have
Lagos.
to come to
So you have to now buy chicken from me. You buy chicken from me while I get plantain from you.
Exactly.
So this is one.
Yeah.
Another thing is every state, every region has what they are good in. We should look in to, okay, this section, this zone, try and specialize in these things you do.
Yam.
Specialize in what you do. Let's maximize the potential around this produce per region or per state.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Another thing is we need to go back to the drawing board concerning the research institutes. We bring a lot of junks into this country in the area of inputs. For example, our agrochemicals are not really okay compared to our neighbor in Ghana. There are some things you cannot even bring into Ghana, and they are everywhere in Nigeria. So we need this research institute to wake up and stand up to their mandate, work around your mandate. Try as much as possible to also generate funds. Some of them are fund generating sector like quarantines and the rest. But you can do more because the potential is there. You have the opportunity as a research institute. You have the best brain to like
that we can actually
bring out your results.
Enough support from the government, because I keep saying fear because
they should.
I was able to go to one of their exhibitions. I think it was last year or so, and I was amazed by what I saw.
What they do,
the different things they've produced that are not even in the market, and you wonder why that is.
I think one
that
of
even their products are some of them are even superior to what.
I think one of the challenge, because most time I don't use the word problem. I said the challenge is you not discovering that you have a potential. Some of these don't know what they have. If for a private institution or an organization, I have my social media platforms and I have somebody that is handling these things. Most of these institutes don't even, if you call their number, just Google them and you call their 01 number or this, it's not going through. They are nowhere to be found. So if you want to look at where can I do this, you see private people.
Okay, so let's take a look back.
They should go into social media promotion. They should, bring out what they do every day. Push out something. Let people know what you do. Then private people can then come talk to you and see how we can commercialize.
Just like what you discovered with, with Firo. I remember doing a documentary on Ohaji oil palm. That facility can provide enough palm oil and every other thing around it for the whole of Africa.
You want me to give you a shock? We still import palm oil into this country.
Unfortunately.
I was shocked.
It's really sad.
But most people don't believe we do.
Let's even talk about this Anchor Borrowers program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. How far has it gone, and what would you like to see in the coming year, as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, so far it's a good one. It has really helped a lot. Recently I was reading something about 400 millionaires or something before millionaires were created through Anchor Borrower program and the Rice project in Kebbi. Massive. This is what we want to hear. We want to see millionaires around agri sectors. And thank God for a project like this. But don't forget that any project in this country always have this funny things that comes in. They call it Nigerian thing, which I don't really want to agree. But I think we need to look into it more and expand the accessibility to some other states too. Fine, we have the core agri-producing area, which I will tell you, so almost the Anchor Borrower project is doing so well around the northern
Spread the
region.
opportunity.
We need to spread the opportunity. And I will still go back to the enlightenment, advocating for exposing people to the opportunity. There is no proper information about how this is done. People are now scamming other people using this anchor borrower thing.
Okay, yeah,
so
what you said.
People need to be enlightened. Farmers need to be enlightened on how to assess how does this really run.
Okay,
it's not cut out for everybody.
Okay.
So why loan is the next thing now everywhere.
All right, what you said about Kebbi brought to mind again the collaboration between Lagos and Kebbi State to produce lake rice. And so, is it even workable maybe for two states? No, it's workable for maybe individuals. Like what you don't have, if you have the funds, you have the land, but don't you come together?
Of course, there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of things like that that are going on. But don't forget that. I will still go back to the issue of Nigeria is a country where partnership don't really, strive and work very well. I asked that because... But it works very well.
Let me say, a lady told me she got a plot of land, I think in Ogun State, Abeokuta, and she said she has listed to a farmer, and the agreement is for the farmer to pay her a certain amount annually. That's
it's
another form of business.
There are a lot of projects. For example, we have some even private package now whereby you also invest. You don't even need to go to farm. They farm for you, farm for me thing. But another thing you can do is, I have some couple of land. This land are line fallow. Even lands in all our universities are line fallow. All they have to do, even the research institute, all of them have huge lands, behind their administrative building. They need to clear this lands and lease these lands out to people that are looking for land.
4 acres, one building.
You understand? You lease an hectare of land or 2 hectares of land. People work on it and make things out of it. Projects you can do for those that live in the urban region. You have land. You can lease your land house.
Well, we didn't hear much about government's plan to actually attract young people where we have the energy, where the passion should be, but unfortunately it's not there.
Yeah,
what would you like to see as far as that is concerned, to engage young people, to actually attract them to
a lot of young people are really coming into agric. I think different programs, different initiatives are projects. Like one of my initiative, which we call Go Green Africa, is an agric advocacy platform where we go out and advocate about agriculture, and those are interested engage, come back, and we now empower them through capacity building. Those that are interested in production, we send them to service providers that are doing well successfully. Wow. It's not about doing it. I don't believe in doing things and you cannot have something to show for it. So we send these young ones to these people to go and learn.
All right, thank you very much for your analysis. Adeniyi Sholabumi, you're an agricultural expert. Thank you for coming and shedding more light on this for us.